Hi there, welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen. This is lesson number 25, and I've titled it, Become Aware of the Desires You Have. The premise of all of this work is that we do make decisions day in and day out, moment to moment, and we can choose to base them in our past, our personality self in isolation, working with our experiences and negative and positive behaviors, or we can do a combination of making decisions and judgments and thoughts, patterns from direction with our soul self. So the blending of both is the ideal place to be. So the desires you feel day in and day out, or perhaps you have episodes of a really strong desire and then something else happens and then you have a new desire, they can come from both your spiritual connection as well as the earth plane experiences that you have. We need to be aware of both. We don't really want to walk around shutting out any of our desires. Some people feel that desires are bad, and personally I don't think they are. What you want to do is look at those desires. You don't want to push them away, get all those energy walls going to yourself especially. You are your own best friend, remember? So if you have a desire and you feel that it is embedded in one area, let's say purely in personality self without any guidance from your soul self, then you might choose to put less energy into it. Look at it though, look at it, bless it, understand perhaps where it comes from, your solar plexus, your heart center, your brain, just try to get to know it. But you don't want to judge it. No desire should be judged. We want, ideally, to enjoy the pleasures of this world, of this human body that we have. We want to find a way to be aware of this earth plane in a healthy, respectful manner. So what that means is don't shove thoughts away, don't shove desires away. You want to embrace them. You want to say, they are me, cool. And then you sit down with it and decide, is this something that I want to put a lot of positive flow behind? Is this something that I don't find joyful anymore? Desires don't have to be black and white. They can be gray. And gray's a good color. It's a neutral. We want it to be a way of connecting with our personality self through joy, in a way to explore the world that we live in. And then at the same time, we're exploring our spiritual side. Our spiritual growth is not devoid of personality self-influences. That's not where we want to be. We want to have fun here. Fun with guidance, with logic of what's going on around us. Anytime you make a decision, I no longer want this, be it a thought, an activity, a relationship, when you do it that way, it creates stress, it creates chaos, and it does not allow for inner peace. Now, I'm not saying that you can't choose to not have certain things in your life or certain thoughts in your head or whatever. I'm just saying, don't do it this way. No. Because that action, that desire of stopping something is going to come back to haunt you. So what I feel is that a partnership between our personality self and our soul self is a good thing. It's desirable. And whenever you're on the fence about something in your life, trying to make a decision or just maybe thinking about something and you just don't know which direction to go. When you are in a state of balance, you've connected, you're aware, or you're aware of your connection, but you're not shutting out what's going on around you. You're at your most powerful in those moments. When you are in the state of balance, that's when you want to make those big decisions. And I think the reason that is so obvious is that when you look at another person's life, you can see where they might have had turning points in their life. Maybe they had a bad experience which taught them something, and then they chose to make a different experience happen in their lives. So when you're in a state of balance, you know that that might be the best path to follow in your life. Now, there isn't only one path at any moment. There's always choices, even when you're in a state of balance. So what I always try to do, not always get to do it, but I do try, is to think which one has the most flow with it, which path, which choice, which decision has the most flow attached to it. And then that's where I hone in on that one, and perhaps that's the path that I choose. Again, it's my choice. Nobody's making me do this. Nobody, it's just me. When you are in a state of conflict or a state of turmoil, inner turmoil, there's conflict around you, you don't want to make big decisions. You want to say, if it's a decision being asked of you in the moment, or whatever it is, you're trying to decide something and you just don't feel the flow, you're not feeling the love, then don't make a big decision. Say to whomever, even yourself, this isn't a good time for me to decide about, make a decision about that right now. Let me get back to you. And you could rehearse that and use that for yourself. Let me get back to this. Practice makes perfect. And understand that sometimes you're going to make a decision when you're not in balance, and that'll be a teacher for you. You can look back at it and go, oh yeah, I wasn't feeling the love or the joy, or it just wasn't flowing for me, and yet I did it anyway. As a friend, you're just thinking about it. You're not chastising yourself. It is hard to get still and listen to your guidance. It isn't something that just occurs. With practice, getting still for just moments every day, I find that if I practice getting still in a consistent manner, I do much better at hearing any guidance or feeling any guidance or feeling a state of balance. If I haven't gotten still and made that connection awareness connection in a while, then it is more difficult. It's not impossible, but it does take a little bit more time for me to settle. The world gives us this beautiful energy of fluff and chaos and excitement and enthusiasm. And so when you sit to be still, again, you're not shoving that away. It's just you're bringing up the stillness to be louder or more evident to you in that moment. The joy you feel, the peace you feel when you're connected or aware of your connection, is your internal rhythm. And that's where we want to reside. Finding the joy in the situation doesn't mean you push away the rest of your life. You're just simply going with the flow, finding your internal rhythm. Feeling the love in that moment, especially when you're making decisions. This isn't magic, it is just simply a habit to Find your internal rhythm, your internal connection. Be aware of whatever before you make a decision. You can have that as your new habit. And as with any habit, some days you remember and some days you don't. And it's all good. It's just a journey that we're on. And it is and can be a very exciting, adventurous journey filled with joys and sadnesses that we just figure out a way to balance it out. Through this work, we're balancing out the things headed our way, the things from our past that may still haunt us. The information that you get when you're in a state of balance is available to all people, not just certain ones, not just the people who sit and meditate for 5 hours a day. It's all about the awareness you have. That's it. Nothing magical, just sitting down, finding what works for you and your connection. There's so many ways to do this, and if any of you have questions or ideas about how you do best, share them with us in the comments below, or you can email. Because as a group, we are more powerful. A group of people on the same path exudes a lot of light. Whether or not you can see it, trust me on this one. And so as we communicate with each other, as we connect with each other, we can support each other and have a way of making this whole trip on the earth plane much more enjoyable. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you'll join me again. Love and light to you and your path. Bye-bye.